What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And it feels good to be celebrating a dub, right? It just feels good to be celebrating a win. After everything the second half of the season is thrown at the Bulls, after, the Bulls fans have lost their heart and when it comes to this team and really are really doubtful of what this team can and can't do, it really feels good in Bulls Nation to be coming back after a dub. We're going to be talking about that dub. We're going to be talking about the series as it heads back to Chicago, all that after the intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, beautiful people. So, the Bulls got a dub last night in Milwaukee, a much-needed one, a win over a top team. All this things that have been thrown at the Bulls for so long. The Bulls very well could be 2-0 in this series. And I think that's the thing that really gives so many Bulls fans hope on how this series can go, because the Bulls have played two very good overall playoff games. They didn't pull out the win in one. They were able to hold on, be resilient, be hard, be tough, and pull out the win in game two as we head back to Chicago with some momentum, knowing the United Center is going to be cracking on and fire. The faith in this team has been restored, at least for right now. We'll see if that continues, with how things go with the Bulls, how things go with Bulls fandom, and the fact that we're facing the Bucks, who have the best player possibly in the world right now. We'll see if the things stay and the Bulls can keep this momentum. But at least for right now, this Bulls team is riding high, deservedly so. Alex Caruso being all over the court, being the player that you wanted to see Alex Caruso be, being the player that outside of just, maybe the stat sheet doesn't blow up at you, but watching the game, Alex Caruso did so much that contributed to this Bulls win. DeMar DeRozan with the 41 points that stood out. Zach LaVine with the 20 points and key three-pointer down the stretch. Nikola Vucevic again being the steady hand in the middle for the Chicago Bulls. This was a good and much-needed win for this franchise, for the players, and, for the fan base as well, heading back into Chicago. Now, one thing that we did get news on, Chris Middleton, MCL sprain, expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. How did the Bulls take advantage of that? Bobby Portis, will see how long he's going to be out, if he's out at all with an eye injury. But missing a piece like Chris Middleton that the Bulls absolutely have to defend for. Look, he had 12 points alone in that third quarter against the Chicago Bulls. Now, they do have Wesley Matthews, who can step up, hit some shots as well. So the Bulls don't need to take it lightly, especially with the team that the Bulls have let role players go off on them all throughout the season. But still, this team heads back to Chicago with probably the most momentum, probably their best win of the season so far. And for once, it feels like, just maybe, the Bulls may be able to pull this out. Now, karma for the Milwaukee Bucks, yes, I don't want to see any player hurt. I don't wish injury on any player, even Grayson Allen. I've never done that on this, even when people were hey, I've always said the best victory against the Bucks after that is a win. And we got that. Now, if the injury bug does end up biting them, it happens. It's part of the season. The Bulls had to deal with it. Oh, well. Now, one thing that I will say is the Bulls can't overlook this, and I hope that they're not. I hope that, if Chris Middleton is out, Bobby Portis is out, that it's not one of those things where it's now all of a sudden looked at as, oh, we're home. We have an easy go at it, because guess what? It's not going to be easy go at all. And to look at it that way would be asinine. The Bucks still have the best overall player in the series, a player who is almost unstoppable one-on-one. Brook Lopez still's been cooking. So because of those things, the series, no matter who's in, who's out, is still not a cakewalk for the Chicago Bulls, even being at home with momentum. How do the Bulls capitalize on the momentum? How do they continue to capitalize off the game plan? Shout out to Billy Donovan, who's had a solid defensive game plan for the Milwaukee Bucks in the first two games of this series. How does that continue? Are the Bulls able to keep up the defensive intensity? Are the Bulls able to keep up the physicality that they've been playing with? The small ball. As many Bulls fans have been hating and tired of the small ball, look, the Bulls are using the small ball to their advantage so far in this series. And the Bucks really have not had a true answer for it. Switching last night, Giannis to guard Nikola Vucevic, which did have some success defensively, but then opened up Patrick Williams to do some things offensively because of not having Giannis on him. Those are the things you want to see this coaching staff. Those are the things you want to see the players. Those are the things that you want to see this team be able to take advantage of. If you force the Milwaukee Bucks to switch their defensive rotations, how does that now create offensive opportunities for other players on the Chicago Bulls team? The Chicago Bulls shot the ball much better in this game, almost 50% overall from the field, almost 50% from three-point range. That is the type of game that we needed to see from our Chicago Bulls. Not that the Bulls did everything perfect. They gave up a big lead. Again, when you have a team that's not playoff tested, it's going to be hard to maintain leads. But the Bulls were able to be resilient. The Bulls were able to fight back. The Bulls were able to maintain the lead and get the victory, get the dub. Those are the important things to walk away and take away from this game. What the Chicago Bulls have shown us in these first two games is this is a team that, and the coaching staff, that is ready to compete. And now with 2 games home in the United Center at the Madhouse on Madison, what can the Chicago Bulls shock the world and win both these games? It's a tough test, tall test. It's not going to be easy. The Bulls cannot rest on their laurels and think, hey, we're at home, we got this. They have to come in, they have to play focused. We still need to see a big game from Zach LaVine, I think, in my opinion, as well. But yeah, that's where everything sits for me right now. Let me know down below what you guys think. How excited are you right now about the momentum that the Chicago Bulls are heading back home with in this playoff series? What do you think the injuries to Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis also do to the Bulls' chances against the Milwaukee Bucks to actually win this series? This is an exciting time to be a Bulls fan, and I love you guys, man. I love the excitement. The post-game show was lit last night. I appreciate you guys so much for that. The work is not done, not nearly done. It's not over with. We cannot take our eyes off the goal. And we cannot take our eyes off the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is the best player in the world right now and who could absolutely take over this series at any time. Let me know everything you guys think about the games down below. Let me know what you think about the games upcoming down below. Let me know what some of the things that you are looking out for and that you want to see play better. Kobe White did not do a very good game. And overall, the bench, we didn't get great contributions from the bench overall in last game. If the Bulls can play the solid defense they've been playing, shoot the ball better, and get one contribution, a game where Kobe White goes off, things are going to get very interesting here in Chicago. But let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure you follow the podcast at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text, you can do so at 773-270-2799. Like I like to end everything on. Go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.